You're listening to Raiding the Fringe with Poda, Ostinius, Nepids, and Dr. Lee. From ancient civilizations to the cutting edge of science, from exploring the outer reaches of space to the Atlantean depths, we discuss the topics of the unknown and the possibilities of the bizarre. Are you hungry to expand your horizons? Come get your fill as we raid the fringe.
Ho, 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 everybody. Christmas special.
Merry Christmas.
Today we're going to be talking about Santa Claus. I'm Dr. Lee. To my left is Ostinius.
Hello.
Across from me is Poda.
Sup?
And then to my right, Nepids.
Good evening.
Alrighty, now, everybody's talked about Santa Claus before, but I'd like to compare the original Santa Claus idea, the North American idea. How physically could he pull off all of the things that he's supposed to have done? Mm-hmm. He travels the world in a single night. He knows all the good girls and all the bad boys.
All the bad boys.
All the bad boys. I mean, he lives at the North Pole. He works with elves. Let's dissect this as if this was a real person and try to figure out how we could make Santa Claus feasible.
Feasible in which reality? Ours? The Marvel Universe? Star Trek?
I'm saying, superhero universe, Santa could totally be a superhero.
Yeah, he would qualify as a superhero.
Yeah. I mean, all these destitute children. Mother, can I have some more porridge? No, you little snot. Oh, wakes up in the morning, that one ribbon-wrapped gift is all that kid needs to be like, huzzah! There's hope in this world.
Yeah, but that aside, Santa Claus could be a superhero, as in...
Just wandering around whooping ass?
If he didn't limit himself to sneaking around in the middle of the night once a year. Like, seriously, he's got super speed. He's got an intimate knowledge of people's minds. He's got teleportation.
Wait, teleportation. When can Santa teleport?
Well, I mean,
I see you, Santa, and then he's just like, bloop. No, he's like, go to bed, little girl, because I need to sneak out of here.
Well, that's how he pops into houses that don't have chimneys.
He walks in the front door. There's a front door.
What about a house without a front door?
Well, Santa's never one to balk at walking in through the back door. No, but okay, let's go.
What about the ability to eat billions of cookies and gallons of milk?
Let's go the adverse side. Maybe Santa's this weird creep, and every town has its own Santa, and he's this weird dude sitting in a basement somewhere. He's hooked up all sorts of surveillance cameras all around this neighborhood, and in that one night, he can feasibly go around this neighborhood or this town or whatever, and so he's got surveillance cameras set up. He's made these weird clay keys to everybody's house or something like this. And he just goes around sneaking around into everybody's house. This weird, creepy dude in the night, leaving weird stuff.
Just decided to be a reverse bandit.
Yeah. It's like that thing of Dana Carvey where he went to all these restaurants and through the drive-thru, paid for it, and said, "Gotcha, sucker," and squeals off without actually getting the food. It's that same thing. He's this weird dude who sneaks into people's houses. Yeah, you're going to get this truck.
So are you saying that there is a correlation of homeless men or someone living in a basement that connect to other men living in basements that like to give presents to children?
It's like the clown college, but it's like this weird Santa cult. And now, all these men in their own individual neighborhoods, you could hit up little Bethany's house. She moved to my neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Remember,
they know all the children. They've been there for years.
Remember, if they see you, just stand in front of a store and ring a little bell.
Yeah, what if? What if?
I think, what if destitute children would appreciate even a lump of coal so they could have heat?
That's what I always thought. Getting a lump of coal back in the day, that was a treat. I get to be warm for winter. Thanks, Santa.
Yeah, but great. Now I got 365 days of not that lump of coal. That lasted me a couple of hours, and now I can freeze the rest of the year.
No, that was the Christmas spirit. You got to enjoy that one night of warmth.
Like, yeah.
But with superpowers, though, teleportation.
Are you talking like
Still
the twinkle
possible
of the
'cause you-
nose, the touch of the nose, and then it's like, ooh, a sparkle goes up the chimney?
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. Let's say which, for a big fat jolly man, 300 plus pounds probably, fitting down a very narrow flue, even for the houses that do have a chimney. Do you subscribe to the fact that he skinnifies himself and slips down? Or does the twinkle thing, which I'm calling teleportation, because basically he's not corporeal until he gets to the bottom.
Yeah, but then how's a fucking sleigh and some reindeer supposed to land on top of a single wide trailer? You know what I mean?
They hover.
Yeah.
They just stand on the air.
He puts the sleigh in neutral, hops down.
Hey, man, just let me get down here. So what does he do when it's time to leave? He shuffles himself up the little heat vent that they've got or whatever, comes out the spinning thing on the top, and he like has to fatly leap up to like grab the base of the sleigh run.
That's why I say it's teleportation, because he can go straight from the sleigh to the living room.
I get you.
It gets rid of all sorts of logistic problems.
For unlawful entry, but every child in the world in one night, that's more than teleportation.
Have you
That's
guys seen this
time
theory
control.
going around?
That's true, but he doesn't have to visit every child, because not everyone believes in
That's
Santa.
true. And not everyone is good. What?
No, he still visits the bad ones, remember? Cole.
No, Krampus. Krampus visits the bad ones.
In the UK.
It's in the houses that there are good and bad children. Then he's like, okay, well, Susie's good. Jimmy, you were bad. You get coal. But he's not going to stop at fucking Kevin's house down the street because he was bad just to drop off some coal.
Well,
he's passing that house.
Santa's obviously changed his position on that anyway, because I've known some real crappy kids that are still getting Xboxes, and I don't know a single person who's gotten coal
I'll say, give it up.
in a long
Get it
time.
for the elves. They're building fucking iPhones and Xboxes. Like,
oh, yeah.
Those are called Chinese citizens.
So they're not elves; they're just small Asians.
yeah, they're marginalized workers.
I mean, you could say that, or you could say child labor. but-
Child labor.
Oh, yeah. If you want to go with kids,
Unionized.
I say elves of all
Probably
ages
not.
can be put to work.
Well, if they want to eat, they'll be put to work.
Oh, man.
Well, to me, that sounds
So
reasonable.
now, Santa is a teleporting crazy guy that lives in a basement that hires
No,
children.
those are two different things. Then, okay, so let's say that Santa is in the Harry Potter wizarding world, and he's just a wizard, and every time they come down the chimney, he's traveling by flue powder.
Seems legit. But you could also say,
Well, I think he would accidentally wind up in prostitution houses all the time from accidentally going into a chimney going, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, delightful.
Got to make sure you pronounce clearly.
but what if Santa was in, like, I don't know, the Jurassic Park world? He would have some trouble there. We could put him in any kind of movie setting.
Well, not if he's a superhero. He could make the dinosaurs jolly. Isn't that one of his powers? If he had a list of powers, his powers, we're talking now teleportation, or either that or making himself extremely skinny.
Look at that raptor over there.
Time
you
travel.
cute.
Time travel.
So he's either Nightcrawler
want a cookie?
or Ant-Man.
Mind control, forcing the good spirit on them. It's like, you will be happy.
Maybe Santa was a Jedi.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Maybe he was. Maybe he's this
But wouldn't that
creepy
make
Jedi.
him like a dark Jedi since he's forcing joy on
I always
people?
like that joke.
No, even good Jedis use the Force.
Yeah.
Force
These aren't the
joy.
droids you're looking for. But
I put points into force joy.
His lightsaber has red stripes going up the white blade.
well, that would look more like a barber pole.
He is a barber. I mean, if we're just making crap up now, yeah, he's a barber. He tames raptors. He's a barber.
No.
He rides a T-Rex to work every day.
You got to have some sort of basis. So, what would make him a barber?
What wouldn't make him a barber?
His fine styling of hair and beard. Have you not seen that glorious beard?
And then all those elves, they have to get haircuts.
Who cuts the elves' hairs? Mrs.
The
Claus.
barber.
She is
The barber
so
elf.
Tired. She is
No,
so tired.
no, the barber. Elves don't have that kind of time to do any other profession other than electronic making.
So the barber walks around the elves while they're on the assembly line and cuts their hair.
No, they have time to stop and get a haircut, but they don't have to stop and learn a new trade.
Okay, so is there a union in this Santa workshop?
God, no.
I would have to say
you
no.
think it's slave labor? What would he
We
pay
just
the
said
elves
it was
at?
child
Now-
slave labor.
It is not black and white union versus slave labor.
Okay.
It's just not.
Let's face the facts. Willy Wonka paid his fucking Oompa Loompas and chocolate. But what were the elves getting?
I think we'd have to narrow it down to which branch of elves we're talking about.
The toy making variety.
Oh, no, they're all Lord of the Rings. Tall, beautiful ass elves. Sorry, Santa. Alla coleo la way.
It's like, I forged this toy in the, under the moonlight of
This trade, it's the trade of a L'Oreal.
I live in North Lothian. North Polian.
Oh my god, that would be so great.
Have you guys seen the movie called Arthur? The premise is that Santa is a bloodline. So you have the great-great-grandfather. Now, they live longer. But you have the great-great-grandfather who did it in the sleigh and stuff like that. And then you have the dad, and then you got the sons. And it's a timeline thing. So the grandfather was the one that had the sleigh and used the magic dust and had the reindeers. And then the Santa now, since technology is so crazy, he has like a spaceship thing that when it flies over the city, it looks like a night sky, so you can't see anything. And the elves are the one that actually deliver the present. And they do it in a military-type fashion. And then it's just like that.
So
it's
they repel
it's called
down.
Arthur's Christmas, I believe, or something like that.
Arthur Christmas is the one. It's about Arthur Christmas. His first name was Arthur.
Well, it's a British movie anyways, the one I'm talking about. It's like a British cartoon, but it's pretty good. They're militarized elves. They have like iPads and everything, and it's pretty cool. It's fun.
Yeah, I would have to say that they don't have a union.
No.
But-
slave labor.
And you're saying, what do the elves get out of it? Well, what does Santa get out of it? Besides milk and cookies.
Which, I mean,
Does
Maybe
he
he's-
eat them, or does he take them back to the elves and share them? Because that's a lot of cookies. After his first house, he could put them
really
where that
all
present
around the
was.
world. Are we really saying around the world? Because how many children actually celebrate Christmas? I mean, how many countries?
I would have to say every country probably has at least one.
No, but they're
Yeah,
different
they all have
versions.
festivals.
Okay, so going back to this weird basement Santa theory.
Of course. Let's go back to that one.
They're regional. So even if they do have superpowers, Chinese people have a different version of like a Santa kind of thing.
Well, that's after the America made Santa.
But people have their own different versions that fall on different days of the year.
Like the Dutch
and what
one that
have
hides
you.
candy in the clogs.
Yeah.
If you guys were expecting a historical view on Christmas, you are sadly mistaken.
Oh yeah, this is all speculation. Clearly, all speculation and jovial.
That's the fun of it.
It's the heart of the season, guys.
I still like the idea of the crazy dude in the basement just being like,
That's what I say. Oh yeah,
Going with
I'm going to stick this doll in the tree.
candy cane.
Then I'm going to give that boy a model train. I used to love model trains. Maybe that's why.
For 3 months.
So then,
Enjoy it.
okay, so if Santa's giving out all these like Xboxes and stuff like that, what is this dude doing? Going out and stealing them?
No, he taught the elves how to make Xbox.
I mean, but how big is this dude's basement?
Have you seen those slender, tall elf fingers? They can craft anything.
Sorry.
Oh, wait. We're talking about the creepy basement guy giving out Xboxes?
Now, does he have slender, scary hands, or the elves do? I don't understand.
The elves do. His elves are crackheads, I'm sure.
Well, of course, that's how he makes them work.
He delivers meth to all the good boys and girls.
Have some more rock candy.
Yeah.
with the popularity of Santa, and we'll continue with the creepy guy in the basement. The Krampus has bloomed in popularity.
No Krampus. We're talking about Santa.
I know, but I just want to know, what if they go to the same house at the same time because there's two kids, one's good, one's bad?
What if Krampus is Santa And then the good boys and girls, the ones on the nice list, see him as a jovial fat man that's ho, ho, ho. But then the ones on the naughty list see him, it's the same guy, but they see him as this horned devil that's like, yeah, I'm going to eat yourself.
First off, I have a question. What does Krampus have to do with anything about a creepy dude in a basement?
If you
I
sit in
mean,
a
yes,
basement long
I
enough, you
understand
get a
you're
Krampus.
pointing at a refrigerator and there's Krampus cards on the refrigerator, yes.
No,
But there's
I
not
want
in a
to save
basement.
Krampus for another time. If we're going to have another Christmas special, we're going to have Krampus then.
Well, I'm speculating.
I want to stay on Santa.
I'm tying them in together. Personally, what if it's
A psychological thing?
yeah, and the good kids see him as a fat, jolly, happy man, and the bad kids see him as this horned devil that's going to torture him. Like, what if it's this weird psychological thing? It's the same guy. He walks into a room, and he may seem nice to the good kid, so the good kid sees this horned devil give this kid something awesome, and then to him, like, you know what I mean?
I don't think you can get around the kid just seeing Krampus giving another kid a gift. But what if Santa
the Legend
does?
of Krampus.
What if Santa
we're not talking
does
about Krampus.
change?
Well, okay.
Not just psychologically, but actually
Incredible
physically
Hulk style.
transform.
Yes, that's what I would think would be way cooler is the actual transformation.
You guys can't see this at home, but Pota's been waving his arms around for quite a while.
Afraid to talk, but totally moving like he wants to. And
No, but yeah, this is a fun
I
conversation.
still think, like, this whole basement idea, how does he pay for rent for the whole year? Because, you mean,
it's
like,
his
okay, in the
mom's
coalition, is that a union? So you're saying every Santa is an old dude living with his still living mother?
Maybe.
no, it's like a neighborhood society, right?
Yeah.
Where like,
Well, it's a city society. Each one has their own neighborhood.
okay, yeah, but it's got a
It's a-
So
locality.
so a place
network
like
of Santas, yeah.
Indianapolis,
Yeah.
they have tons of Santa there, or just one Santa
No, there's maybe, 8 Santas.
per square mile, or
No. Each one has its own territory. It's all split up.
According to the bylaws, if the population explodes, blah blah. I mean, we could get specific, but
Yeah, but I mean, they're not going to be. Yeah, you're not going to see Santa hanging out in the fucking metropolis by all the skyscrapers. Well, I'm glad I'm sitting outside BMO Bank when it's fucking Christmas. No, they direct themselves around the fucking neighborhoods and shit.
I like it better when each city only had one.
let's go back to the idea of one Santa. And
You want to explore the superhuman aspect rather than the actual human aspect.
right.
Okay, so even if it was one Santa and he was an actual human, he would have to have some sort of time-traveling device.
Well, there's time zones. He just has to be really fast.
No, but he would have to have... Okay.
Actually, technically, to be fast enough, he'd probably have to go about 2 times the speed of light.
Well, that's just making it to places. What about places that
And
have
then theoretically, he
multiple
could travel
apartments?
through
That's why I
time.
like the idea of it being a network of Santas. Like, there's a network of Santas.
Well, let's just say that there is only one Santa. Then how does he go to every apartment that's out there? Like the ones that are like in bigger cities where there's duplexes and like
Oh, yeah.
multi-story, you know what I mean? If he even could travel at the speed of whatever you just said, because I wasn't paying attention, sorry. He would still have to move that fast to
2
every
times
room.
the speed of light is what we said.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
Technically, if you go fast enough, once you break the speed of light, which physically isn't possible according to some scientists, but according to others, that's when time travel occurs, is if you can break that barrier and you're traveling through time because you're going so fast, it's still possible
Wouldn't
to do
it
all
make
that.
a lot of noise, though? Because, I mean, you have to go through the sound barrier to get to the light barrier.
True.
So every time he opens the door, it's like, boom.
Sounds like wah, wah, wah.
No, it sounds like
Well, I didn't
bells.
want to make
What
a...
if it sounded like a fart or something like that? He
Or
just shows
what
up.
if?
He pops into your...
What if instead of it being...
motherfucker. Ah!
And what if instead of it being a loud boom, it's actually the noise of bells?
Oh, jingle bells. Batman smells them. I just wanted to say that with some gravitas.
Yeah.
No,
too
that
much,
actually
just like
that's
an egg.
no. But what if it is? What if it is?
So that's why you hear bells all the time, because he has to move past the
And then-
sound barrier, and that's the noise he makes when he does it.
the reindeer tip-tap-tapping on the roof? What if that's all part of this weird sound? Whoop. I've come from the kind of future.
I don't understand why he didn't use just horses. Because he's not
I
from
would-
that area, I'm just saying. But in American lore, why didn't we have horses?
Because horses are too ordinary. You needed something magical,
Yeah,
and those are always
reindeer, man.
fleeting and hiding from your
People
vision.
used
That's the
elk
thing.
back and where he's based from, the land, you know what I mean, Scandinavia and that northern area. They used elk as transportation,
So
and so I mean, I'm just saying why do you got to end conversation with a so? Like, I don't have anything after that.
I mean,
Well, they did.
you're like
It was
so.
It was a sleigh, so it was a wintry aspect. Horses don't do as well as elk in the winter, in snowy growth. I don't. It's a sleigh. It's also not a carriage. It's not a covered wagon. It's a sleigh. So
What is it again?
Why aren't we using elk?
Why are we using elk?
No, I mean for
Why
our
are we?
mythology. Why is it reindeer instead of elk?
I mean, give me the difference between reindeer and elk.
well,
The shape of the antlers is
There
an
are
easy
the
giveaway.
shape of the antlers, the growth of the fur. Caribou is the other word for reindeer, and they are different from elk.
Oh, that was educational.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Why are they called reindeers then?
because you
Tie reins
tie
to
reins
them
to them.
to drag your sleigh. Yeah.
Touche.
They rain poop on every house.
Oh, yeah. What about the things about they're flying all over? Birds shit on everything. What about all this reindeer shit that's flying down on the houses of all the good boys and girls?
Okay, but there's a lot of birds in the world. There's only 8 of these things, so
yeah, but they
probably,
visit every house.
If they are smart enough to fly, they are smart enough to poop over woods.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have.
They're working on that. You think they can hold it in certain spots? No, sometimes, hey, I'm sorry. We've been up and down this street 5 times. I've been sitting on top of this roof while Santa's visiting every apartment in this skyscraper. Now
Okay.
I need to take a shit.
As
like-
fast as they can go. They can dip out
This
real quick.
2 times
take
the
a
speed of
deuce.
light, remember? Or they're magic and they don't need to poop.
Then what do they eat? What do reindeer eat? What are the...
Elves.
When the elves grow too old to work anymore for Santa, well, it's time to go ho ho, and then he feeds them to the. He feeds them to the
Clearly,
elves.
Santa's reindeer, being magical beings, would eat fruitcake that's made from elf remains.
No one eats
Soylent
fruit.
red and green.
It would be fruitcake. Well,
Garnished with
who
mistletoe.
knows? They're gay elves.
Reindeer.
Reindeer pooping. Reindeer.
And what
I
sustains
think
them.
reindeer actually eat the hay. I'm sure they get hay and straw imported to the North Pole for them. According to Santa Claus, the movie, they lace it with that magic
Can I
dust
ask a
so they
question?
can fly.
How would he get it imported into him? Wouldn't then someone know the existence of the North? Poda
Alias.
does, apparently.
Hollow Earth.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God, no.
I was going to say.
How? Is in
Alias.
Hollow Earth a stockpile, like the barn for Santa? Is that what you're saying?
Alias Kris Kringle. No one's the wiser. Every time they come out, he covers up the Christmassy shit with like a tarp. He walks out. Well, howdy there, and he just looks like if he wasn't wearing Santa shit, he'd still be this old man with a grizzled beard, white beard, and he'd just like shuffle out and be like, "Yeah, I've been living in the tundra for whatever out years."
Can I ask you a question? So if you were a delivery person, and
A delivery boy. I prefer to be called a delivery
that's
boy.
cool. So, okay. If you were a delivery boy and you had a package and it said going to Kris Kringle in the middle of freaking tundra,
Yeah,
well, not so much anymore because it's melting, but
right.
you wouldn't be like,
You would be, but so what? You go back to the office and you say, guess what? This guy had a white beard named Chris Kringle and he's out in the snow. It's like Santa Claus. Ha, ha, ha. The end. I'm going home and drinking a beer.
No, when I get there, though, and Santa is a master of disguise, clearly. So he's going to look crusty. You know, Chris Kringle, more like Crust Kringle. Am I right? And I high-five my boys when I get back to the shop.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was Santa and you knew it in your brain, you'd laugh and say, haha, that was just like it, and not admit that it wasn't.
Well, obviously, you guys can't hear the bell anymore.
Okay, say that his location at the North Pole is known, and he has corporate deals, which is why he can get iPods and
Coca-Cola
Xboxes now.
Sponsorship.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Coca-Cola is going to be a big supporter.
Are you telling me that Santa invented Coca-Cola?
No, he's
Yes.
just got a partnership
I would
deal
say
with it.
yes. Two of us agree, two of us disagree.
He clearly did not invent it, but he enjoys drinking it.
I'd be more concerned with the polar bears that have human habits.
That's what I would be.
I don't know. You should never give a polar bear a
A
Coke.
polar bear. There's probably a polar bear family. They found this 6-pack floating in the ice cap. They got it off this little iceberg thing and cracked it open. Like delicious Coca-Cola.
I would rather the origin.
Or is that what Santa feeds to his reindeer?
Coca-Cola
He traps polar bears
that are
with
high on
Coke.
Coca-Cola. And it was an old school bottle of Coca-Cola. There was clearly cocaine in that Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's such a minuscule amount of cocaine that it would not even get you high. But
have you ever tasted it? Delicious.
Have you seen how much Coke we can drink?
No, I have not seen.
Hoda looked like he wanted to say something.
Yeah, I was waiting for Poda too.
Yeah, it was a random image in my head. I have an origin of the polar bear and Coke, not more of what you said, but an elf on break. They just got the contract. He's having a Coke. Polar bear shows up, gives the bear a Coke, but it shifted really fast into a broken glass and the elf killing the polar bear.
I don't know. I think it'd be funnier if since it's so cold up there, it'd get slushy and then they just snorted the Coke.
Yeah.
As in the drink.
Yeah.
But it's a slushy.
Santa does Coke.
Yeah. That's a given. I mean, like, I thought everybody knew that. We didn't have to say it.
But what I'm saying is, what if he's got corporate deals with the major corporations so they all know where he's at and they help supply him with the toys since all the kids now want to demand all the electronics and everything.
But what do they get? What do the companies get out of it?
Santa.
Publicity.
As an endorser, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they get a free delivery service to every house in the...
Oh,
yeah, but they don't make no money on it. Yeah, you give free things, but if you give something free, it doesn't matter if the delivery's free.
People buy the product because they're like, well, Santa's behind it. I'm behind it.
Well, here's the thing. Santa has to provide these toys. Santa's going to have to pay for the service.
Ooh, and he leaves a complimentary bottle of Coke by every present, therefore
Enough
addicting
with
the
the
kids.
Coke.
Oh, man, you give it the first taste for free.
If it
but
wasn't
the
for
next one costs,
Coca-Cola,
baby.
there would be no Santa. That is science truth.
That is science fiction.
Truth.
Fiction.
Quit derailing.
No, it really is, though, right? I don't know why I said right as a question. Like, yeah. Because, I mean, there was a guy that gave presents, but his real name wasn't really that big. And then they put him up in a red suit because Coca-Cola's like, we're red. He needs to be red.
It was, well,
That's
going to the
Literally
history.
what Americans think Santa is because of Coca-Cola.
He's red because red dye was introduced later than other colors, and it became super popular. And so when you wanted something to be new and exciting, it was red.
Well, that's why Coke is red. Originally, Santa Claus wore,
Green.
like a green suit. And then for a while, it was a blue suit. I love speculatively
still think
talking about Santa being some
that-
weirdo in a basement
weirdo
that's
in a
going around
basement.
drinking
Has to
Coke,
be.
leaving presents for weird kids.
I like him being the one super dude. And
Oh, yeah. Superhero.
Not necessarily. I mean, he's got superhero powers, but I'm talking about he's got connections. He's got these corporate deals. He's got things going on.
I feel
He's
like
networking. He's singing and
I
saying.
feel like-
Obviously, if you do something for centuries over and over, you're going to improve your methods. You're going to step it up. He's probably like that apartment building. He's probably not having to visit every apartment. He's probably got a delivery method where he can just go to the roof of the building and zap all the apartments in
No,
one
there was
shot.
a
Okay,
thing. There's
so-
a thing we had with Marcos where we just dropped off the payload, and it was like, okay, it's up to your people to distribute this, and then they would go around and.
Okay, there it is. There's the connection. It is all one theory now. The Grand Santa relays to the local networks of Santas.
Oh, to the hobo Santas.
To the hobo Santas. So he is the primary logistics and delivery system, and he sends down the messages, and he gets what needs to be sent to the individual communities, to the city Santas, for them to deliver locally. So that way he doesn't personally have to visit every single house of whichever countries he's delivering to. He just has to go to that area and make the drop-off.
Oh, that's it.
I'm going back to him being like a superhero thing you were talking about. I would think that his powers are more in line to a supervillain than a superhero.
But he uses them for good. He's jolly and happy, and he doesn't call anyone
How
fool.
do we really know he's using it for good?
Merry Christmas to all. It's all your goddamn fools.
All right.
Slapping
You know Santa's not a villain because he does not tell his plan in detail before he executes it.
But we know his plan in detail before he
Santa
executes
is
it.
never caught up.
We
monologuing.
always know the
Even when he's
plan.
caught with a kid, he never monologues.
That's right. Santa doesn't monologue. All right. His happiness never comes with a evil steepling of the fingers. He wears mittens to even prevent that from being possible.
What if he has no
that's
fingers?
True. What if he has no fingers?
Now, don't get on a man for his disability.
He's still get out joy,
Either
passing it out
supernatural,
with his mitten gloves.
either supernatural or economically sound in the basement. The amount of trust that is given by these people to willingly allow someone to come into their house, and they have to be asleep, otherwise he won't show up.
That's why Poda
this-
never
this-
sleeps on Christmas
See,
Eve.
it's only a question of trust if you're giving permission. He's not asking permission.
He's not a
Yeah,
vampire.
he's coming to take.
Yeah,
Like,
he's not a vampire. You don't have to invite him into your house. Hey, Santa, you want to come inside? Thank you.
This isn't trust. This is, holy crap, this just happened.
This is a B&E, I mean, in all honesty.
Oh, yeah. But it's lickety split.
He's a fat red ninja.
Before you
Except
even knew
instead
it,
of
you're like,
killing, he gives.
Oh, snap. I got presents there now.
Yeah.
Why do we hope for a home invasion every year?
Because we're told to.
We don't hope for the invasion. We just want the goodies he leaves behind.
What? Is
Nobody
anybody-
wants rats to visit their house because they don't like the goodies that rats leave behind.
Go on.
Nothing. I just got weird thoughts. Like he's in
Like,
your house.
express
them.
asleep. Wait, what's he doing?
Leaving you gifts.
He's
He can
tiptoeing
time
around.
travel. He could spend as much time as he wants in any house and do
Yeah.
whatever he wanted for any amount of time.
Yes, that's why there's milk and cookies.
Yeah. And the dance of the sugar plum fairy. That's what he does while he sneaks around your house.
I mean, what he probably does is like, grab your butt when you're asleep. You don't know. Uses your toothbrush.
Grab your butt cheeks.
What other
Brush my
kind of
teeth
weird
with
crap I can make
your
Poda weird out
toothbrush.
with? He puts on your shoes and walks around with them around your house and then puts them back exactly
No,
where you were.
it's actually quite tame. He just walks around in your bedroom farting. So it's like this continuous crop dust. And to him, he's oh, but you're asleep during the whole thing. So, like, maybe you smell it, and maybe in your dream, somebody farted in your face. It's not that bad, but he's like, Santa's like, yeah, how devilishly supreme.
He
His
puts your,
farts sound like jingle bells.
he puts your hand in warm water before he leaves.
Ho, ho, ho.
Put some cellophane on your toilet. You know, just random crap.
Oh, yeah. He pees in the back of the toilet tank. So that way when you flush, pee comes out. That's what Santa does. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas indeed, he says.
He doesn't actually time travel. He just resets all your clocks.
And just letting you know, this is only at your house.
He covers you.
This is no other house, just yours.
He lays a blanket of chloroform on your head.
He's got his naughty list, his nice list, and then his POTA.
I thought you were going to be like, he has his naughty list, his nice list, and his really naughty list.
Ooh.
Yeah, but no, it's definitely 3 lists, and one of them is POTA.
That's all.
And you're never going to wake up.
All right, this episode's been going on for quite a while.
All right, so to summarize,
Only 40.
Santa Claus is a superhero with networking powers to his network of local Santa guild that are creepy hobos that live in a basement. They're all controlled and operated by the one main Santa who has been slighted by POTA in the past and now must seek personal revenge every year.
Santa Overlord.
Yep.
I really do like the idea.
The Santa Supreme.
If you need to be nice to every fat, creepy dude you ever meet out in the world, people, or you won't get a gift.
And that's the lesson. Be nice to fat, creepy people with beards.
That's
Even
right.
if they don't have beards, he could grow one later.
No, specifically, be real nice to fat, creepy
You
dudes
better
with
be
beards.
real nice to him.
Be real nice to
That's a biased opinion.
Half the people here are chunky guys with beards.
Yes. Be nice to us.
Did I say fat? I said chunky.
It's a joke. Well,
Jolly.
I accept it.
Jolly.
You could be a soup.
I couldn't be a soup.
Chunky.
What the hell? I'd rather be a TV dinner, a hearty man.
All right, let me sum this up. Shut up.
Oh shit, it's hungry man. I am a fat guy.
Bwong.
All right, and that is the true story of Christmas and Santa Claus. You heard it here first. We finally figured it out and summed it up. Thank you guys for tuning in for this special Christmas episode of Raiding the Fringe. Thank you for tuning in with us. Be sure to follow us, subscribe, whatever all those little buttons on your screen can do. And we'll see you next time with Raiding the Fringe.